Violin! You know, sometimes I wish I was just like Thor and I could just call my violin over to me and I could like summon it. It would just magically appear! Oh my goodness, how awesome was that? Hey guys, what's up? So we're finally here with Vibrato Masterclass Part 2! Today, I'm going to show you how to do wrist vibrato, what we talked about last time, together with arm vibrato, so that you have a wider range of musical colors and sounds at your disposal. Before we begin, I just want to clarify one thing, which is that arm vibrato in itself is not necessarily a bad thing. However, it has to be used properly. In my last video, I mentioned that arm vibrato could lead to tension, which then in turn could lead to injury. And I still stand by that. If you haven't watched already the last video, I would urge that you do so that you learn how to do wrist vibrato in third position. But for now, let's try and go ahead and do wrist vibrato. No arm vibrato in the first position, playing a major scale. Or if you're like feeling evil today, you could, I guess, play a minor scale. You probably noticed that my fourth finger has less vibrato than the other fingers. I think it's just because my fourth finger is super skinny and like weak. But it's in those particular cases when you feel like you have a gap in your vibrato, that's where you can use the arm vibrato. So arm vibrato is basically there for two things. It provides the support, the stability, and also it's also where the origin. You can imagine it like the base of a really wobbly antenna, and it's where the origin of the vibrations come from. I actually personally like to think that there's a connection between my heart and my left arm, so that the emotions when I play, they go directly through from my heart to my arm and through the hands, fingers, and out through the instrument. All right, now onto the technique. So the technique is pretty simple. I mean, like I said, you just kind of hold there and shake the instrument. However, with my type of arm vibrato, there's an additional kind of step. It's just like you have to keep this somewhat, you don't want to keep the wrist completely rigid. You want to have that motion. It's kind of like a double combination of arm plus wrist vibrato. I guess we could just call it the Chen arm vibrato, or perhaps the charm vibrato. You could also imagine it like a jar, the jar of life, where you fill in a jar with rocks and all the way to the top, and then you ask, hey, is the jar full now? And I guess yes, but also no, because there are spaces in between the rocks. So you would fill in those spaces with your vibrato by alternating between the other one. So if you're more comfortable with arm vibrato, I guess that would become your bass. And then you would use wrist vibrato to fill in the spaces. And vice versa. If you're more comfortable with wrist vibrato, you would use arm vibrato to fill in the spaces. So I guess there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. And that's the most important thing about playing an instrument. All right, happy practicing, guys. Now go charm some audiences. Bye for now. One time when I was a kid, I tried to tell my mom that I had dreamt that I was practicing. So when I woke up in the morning, I was like, Mom, oh my God, I had this dream that I was practicing for like hours. So I don't need to practice anymore, right? And you can imagine what my mom's reaction was like. She was just like, really? Nice try. Go practice.